So, hello, welcome to Pop Chat, and today we have our special guest. I'm gonna move the line up a little bit so I can get Michael up there. I'm sorry, I'm moving you, Jill. I think.
That's
There we
fine.
go. So we have
Hi,
Michael Dulake
hi,
from the
Annette.
U. Hello, we have Michael Dulake from the UK, and we have Jill joining us as well as the
Hello,
co-host.
yes.
We're really not the co-host; we're both the hosts. So we have equal um, reign here. But Michael was so gracious and he's spontaneous, like Jill and I, to kind of do this last minute. So welcome, Michael. We're so glad to have you. And Jill and
Thank you
I
very much.
will will ask you mind-boggling questions throughout this.
Oh, I say,
Are you worried? Are you worried?
uh, you know something? I was a bit nervous at first, and uh, I'm not so nervous now. I've had a chat earlier with you two,
Yeah,
so
That's lovely.
we had a little bit of off time first, didn't we? Were we?
yeah,
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell a little bio about Michael. He was born in London in 1962. All good people are born in 1962, and he is one of 10 kids. Had foster parents from the age of 2 until 9. They are still away and will be mom and dad, he says. Children's home. You were in children's home from 9 until 17. Didn't really have the tools from boy to man. Struggled throughout life. Had lots of relationships and jobs. Couldn't hold either down too long. Soon became friends with alcohol. Or was that your friend or your enemy? I'm not sure. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
yeah.
But that became his. I wrote uh, a poem about alcohol called "And Liquor Was His Love." That's the name of it.
hmm
So anyway, alcohol became a part of his life, and he had struggles through that. 6 years ago, he was told that he had 3 weeks to live at the rate he was drinking. So he changed his life around. He found poetry, and that was 3.5 years ago. He believes that poetry saved his life, and it's such an outlet. He's met amazing people, right?
Thank you.
He's met amazing people, and his debut book is coming up soon on November 3rd, and really excited about that. Do you want to tell people the name of the title of your book?
Yeah, it's actually called "Sobering Thoughts:
Oh,
Writing My Way Out of Hell."
oh, very interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Very.
Uh, Alcoholism is really, really close to my heart. Uh, you know, I nearly lost my life for it, and I've seen a hell of a lot of people lose their lives to it. You
So
know,
have I.
uh, it needs more awareness out of that. And that's the reason I'm writing my book. Not you can't make money out of poetry. We all know that.
Yes, I do,
Like
yes.
if it helps somebody else, in it, you know,
Yeah.
I'm great about that. And, you know, uh, last week, I think it was, watching Stuart Dan,
Yes, Stuart, yes.
I thought, you, you are where I was, and it was
Yes, bless
beautiful
him.
watching him grow like a flower,
Yes,
it's so nice.
that's very
Yeah,
true.
yeah, it is. And alcoholism is a big thing. I had it in my family, unfortunately, and my mother's mother, and my mother were alcoholics, and
Yeah, me,
so I
Annette.
grew I grew up with it and saw a lot of ugliness about it, and decided at a very young age I wasn't going to go down that road. Because
Well
my
done.
grandmother had my grandmother was married. She was like Elizabeth Taylor. She's I don't know. She's married 6 or 7 times, But other than my grandfather, she divorced them all. But anyway, one of her husbands was just such a drunk. He used to, fall down and
Oh,
urinate on himself. It was just such an ugly sight. But were you a nice drunk or a mean drunk?
No, I was nice. I was never angry or what's the word? Violent. I
that's
was
good.
always right though. Always right. You
You're
know.
always
Always
right.
Mr. Right. Always
Yeah.
Mr. Right with a drink.
Yeah.
With the
But
confidence.
When
it's
we're
better
drunk,
than Mr. Wrong. It's better than Mr. Wrong.
Yeah, it is. But you're in a different world. You're in another world, aren't you, Michael, when
yeah,
you drink? Yeah.
yeah, of course you
Not a
are.
real world,
Did
is it?
you go to AA?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and then who introduced you to poetry, or how did you get introduced to that?
Uh, well, it was actually weird. I was writing uh, a, a poem out, and let a friend see it, and he says, "You know something? You need to write." Lots of times, everyone says to me, "You need a hobby. You need a hobby."
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
leaving the drink alone is easy. It's what's up here, what's in the
Yes.
head.
Yes.
Ism, I call it. Ism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Alcohol,
Okay.
yeah.
ism.
I
Ism.
Uh,
told
Wow.
my
Yes.
dad told me at a young age, you have to keep this and this busy, and it keeps you out of trouble.
That's
yeah,
a good,
I think there's a
good.
lot of
Yes.
truth
Very good
in that.
tip.
yeah.
Yeah. And I
Mm.
told a lot of the patients, I just got done working at the drug and alcohol rehab center. I told a lot of patients that, you got to keep this and this busy. And
Mhm.
addiction's, a bad thing. But we have some comments. Good evening to you all.
Oh,
Whoever's responding, could please put your name, sign it with your name, because it
yes.
only shows you as a Facebook user unless you change your settings to identify yourself. So we have a good evening to you all. It's great to see you all. Someone says he has a lot of, I'll show it, a lot of admiration for you, Michael. I don't know who it is though. And
Good to put
then,
your name at the end.
uh-huh.
Yes.
Then we have me too, 5% to live 2 years. Bless you, mate. Greg
Mm.
Etzel's here.
Oh,
Hi,
hello, Greg.
Greg.
Hi,
Greg's an
Greg.
ever faithful person, isn't he? Greg is like, yeah, always in the audience. We
Very
love that.
supportive. Very, very supportive. 100%, our Greg.
He is. He is. I can't hear you very good. You want to turn up your mic a little bit?
That's
Is
all
this
right.
me?
Yeah,
You
just
can't
you,
hear me?
darling. Yeah,
Oh, I
just
don't know
you.
what's the matter. I'll have to go in and have a. I'll go into the mic
There's
and have a
on the
look.
bottom under settings, there's a place where you can adjust it.
Yeah, where's that about now?
Uh, oh,
Nothing obvious.
and Stuart Dan is here too. Like, yay, Stuart. So Stuart's
Hi,
here as
Stuart.
well. Is so very good. And then we have here we go. We got another comment. Thank you, Jill, for your kiss. Says Greg.
Oh, wow. Right, okay. I can't get my mic turned up, Annette, even though I am trying at this end.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
I'm not near enough. Can you hear me better
Maybe
now?
it's me that needs to turn up my volume.
Oh,
Let
I
me.
don't know. Mine's is on full here.
It's better. I can hear you better.
Oh, thank you,
So
love.
you're welcome. So Jill, why don't you ask some questions?
Well, Michael, I'm very interested because your poetry is outstanding in everybody's eyes. I was going to say in my eyes, but no, everybody's eyes. You're beautiful. You write beautifully. So, Michael, what inspires you? Is it when you walk outside, or is it what's happened to you in the past? Is it your history?
Uh, well, as I was saying earlier on, like I needed that hobby, and when I watched a movie which really woke me up, and it was called A Street, a Cat Named Bob.
Oh, that's a lovely film. Yes.
Uh, Heroin addict, like could change like his life around, and I
Yes, I
thought
did
he
see that.
was It was absolutely amazing, you know.
Amazing.
And he brought it out a week before I was sober.
Oh,
And
that's helped you enormously, I would imagine.
yeah. Luckily,
That's a
I've never
brilliant
looked back
story.
since, you know.
Wow, that's brilliant.
Thought about it a
Well
few
done.
times, I'll tell you. But I mean, the other month I lost my mum, you know. My mum was my rock. When I knew I wanted help, like I rang up my mum, like, and I says, my mum an alcoholic, and my mum said to me, "You need to get help, Mike. You will never ever achieve it on your own." And I rang round, like, and I had help straight away from that day, and never looked back.
That's
You know,
excellent.
and I'm so fortunate, you know, because a lot of people don't make it,
That's very true.
and it's heartbreaking, you know. Uh, when you have it here in front of you, if
Yes,
you drink madly, what will happen? You will die, you know.
eventually
And
you will.
we ignore the messages, and it's right there in front of us in black and white, you know, and it's
Yes,
heartbreaking. You know, I never saw the message, you know.
nothing. Well, you do now, Michael. You've obviously, that's well done. All I can say is congratulations, because
Yeah,
that's
thank you.
marvelous. You're an
Thank you.
inspiration to such a lot.
I was nearly
A lot of
tearing up a
people.
bit there because uh, it is what would you call it? A serial killer. It really is a serial killer, and
Yes.
you know, more need help, you know, and
Well, you're
the
helping them, Michael.
leaders of the countries like throwing money at this and that and this and that, never where it matters, and
Let,
it
let's
matters at them with
yeah,
our people.
it's amazing that you did that, and I think it takes such a big person to finally take that step. And I realized that it came down to, your life having to do it. But
Mhm.
it still takes a strong person because many people don't care
Certainly
about that,
does.
and they will
Wow.
just drink themselves to
If
death.
anyone
So
would screw it up, it was going to be me. If anyone would screw it up, it was going to be me. I thought I can't do it. I know I can't. You know, you
You
know,
must be,
one night sober, 2 nights sober, 4 nights sober, a week sober, and on and on and on and on like that. You know, and there I am now, nearly 6 years. You know,
wow.
uh,
That's amazing.
my
You
head's a
must be
mess
so
a
proud of
lot of the time
yourself.
still. Pardon?
You must be so proud of yourself.
Uh, yeah. Now I have a duty to help others,
Yes.
and
yeah,
that is what I want to do.
gives you purpose, and you have purpose, and you certainly can impact other people's lives and help change theirs as well.
Yeah.
So one thing I wanted to do is look at some of the comments. I don't know if this is from Stuart Dan or if it is addressing Stuart Dan. Stuart Dan, I'm 1%, so I might be from Greg. What a 5%, 2, and admiration they has, but the man is hold no bar. An evening to us, so evening back. Then we have other comments as well. So we have Mom is always everybody's rock, says Greg
Yes.
Etzel.
Very
And
true.
then we have I don't know this person, Tracy
Yes.
Heroin.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Thank you
Like
for
that.
joining us, saying that she's so proud of Michael. Total admiration for this amazing man,
There you
which you
go.
are. And then we have um, when one went across and recovered. I was once had my warning and would stop Sadly, should I have not waited. So, others share your struggle, and actually, that is probably one of the next comments here is, I still struggle, and when I do, I think of you every time. So,
No.
yeah, and that's amazing because not only do you both share, that type of addiction or
Hmm.
problem, but you both also got into poetry. And I think it probably
That's
helps
very,
save
very
both of
true,
you.
Annette. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So,
Thank you.
yeah.
That just
And I
shows
and I,
how
I saw one of
poetry.
your poems briefly that you posted today on the Passion of Poetry. Um, I'm pretty sure it was your poem. Was it about a bird?
Yes, the bluebird.
Yeah, about a bird.
You're going to hear that
Beautiful.
in a bit.
It is beautiful.
Yeah. And the thing is I thought how lovely. And I think that a lot of people that have addiction, when they start writing, that's kind of all they write about. They need to get that out. But the fact that then you can, I always tell them you need to move on, write about it, but then move on and write about other things. So what you
Yeah.
do, nature and love and all those other things too. So I think it's marvelous. And then
I
somebody else,
find, and that I find when I write, I can actually hear uh, screaming like as it's leaving my pen. The demons are leaving my pen, I've written it out and it's gone,
Wow,
you
that's
know.
excellent.
And you need to write it out, whatever's in your head. Your head
yeah,
is like a toilet, now and again you need to flush it out.
That's true. Yes, that's a good way of
it's
putting
a
it,
good
Michael.
analogy.
Very
It's a good
impressive. I
analogy.
can feel a poem coming on now.
The toilet of my mind.
Well, yes. I'll improvise on that one, Annette.
The toilet of my mind. The yeah. So we have another couple more other comments. So it's another comment. Sorry that they were my 5%. Okay. So that's Stuart Dan. Okay, great. Yeah, and Stuart's a wonderful soul as well. We love us some Stuart, don't we?
Oh, yes.
I
Bless
love
Mhm.
him.
Stuart.
He crumbled when he first came on his meeting, but why did he shine? Just like you, Michael.
What?
It's amazing, what you can achieve just when you be
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
Yeah. So do you have any specific goals within your writing career that you want to do? I know it's fairly new to you,
Uh,
like it is for me.
yes, I had one, and that was to write it for my mum. I wanted my mum to be proud of me, and like I'd achieved something. Uh, only I never made it in time. We
Yes,
lost
you
her
did.
about
He'll be watching you.
9 or 10 weeks ago now. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, she's
so
probably watching you. Yeah.
Definitely
I had a
watching you.
brother who had a drug addiction for many years, and he's in and out of prison and all kinds of things, addicted to drugs. And my mom never saw him sober.
yeah,
And but a few months ago, I was driving home from somewhere. My mom was in my mind, and she says, "Pull over, pull over. I got a message for your brother." So I pulled over, and then I wrote what was coming to my head. So it was this
Yes,
message to my brother from my mother. So I bet your mama is looking down on you too.
definitely watching you now.
Yeah, I'm sure she's
No
very
doubt about
proud.
it. She'll be
Yeah,
very proud, Michael.
yeah.
yeah. Jill, do you have another question?
Michael, okay. So, do you sleep all right, Michael, or do you think poetry? Or
Uh,
sometimes do you write poetry in the middle of the night, sneakily like
uh,
me, 'cause I do.
yes, I can wake up. I have sleep apnea. Uh,
Oh, like Annette. Annette does.
and also I have something called COPD.
Mm.
Uh, diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, apart from that, I'm all right though.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Good.
yeah, I can sleep sometimes, like, and I'll wake up, right, and I think, write it down,
Yes.
and I'll leave it and finish it off in the morning.
Yes. Do we all do that? Are we all guilty of this one?
Yeah.
Is everybody I talk to? Yes, that's what we do.
Yeah.
It's a gift, isn't it? It just comes naturally.
Yeah, it does. Kind of flows. When you think of it, it just kind of flows out there. So, is there how do you think that you, given what you've been through, and you voice a desire to help others, so how do you feel like you can somehow change things and make that impact for other people? How can you institute what you want to do?
Right. Well, when I was only into poetry about 6 months, I saw so many groups screwing things up, playing around with the what you call them, like of the group structure of the group, and ruining groups, and I had a dream that I'd have my own group, and I've got that now, and I tried to make it family orientated. I have such a beautiful team, but
what is the name of your group again?
It's now called Mike and Mel's Kind of People. It was My Kind of People.
Yes.
And I really have had my struggles at times, and Melanie Graves has really helped me. All the team have. Look, I got that from Australia today. And I got a necklace, and I got lots of things. From my team. And my team are amazing, as your team are. And without my team, I wouldn't have my group. I know that. When I opened it up, though, nearly 2 years ago, oh my goodness, we had so many problems, teething problems, and then egos,
Oh, right. Oh, yes.
People who had huge egos, and wanted to use my group in order to promote themselves, Well, that's not happening. That's not happening.
That's not what poetry is about at all.
Yeah. So I opened my group originally to help others like me. It's family orientated. Lots of my family are in it, and watching my journey.
That's excellent. That's brilliant.
And it's really nice. I was really needy at first, and I mean I was really needy at first, and I'm growing all the time, and that's a good thing, isn't it? It's a win-win situation, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Can you share with us one of your poems, please?
No, only Jill can.
Would you like me to read? Would you like me to read your poem, Michael? I can do that for you, no problem.
Yeah.
What, the bluebird one?
The bluebird.
Okay, I can read one too, though, right?
Yes. Oh, right. What do you want? Right. Okay. The Bluebird by Michael Dulake, and it's beautiful. Is it today that you will see my true words sent with love? Beyond the tops of willow trees, my bluebirds fly above. Is it today that fountains cry the tears clouds have cried before? Way up above the mountains high, where bluebirds glide and soar. Is it today I write my lines and tell you of my dreams. Then drop my words that I have rhymed and watch them float in streams. Is it today my words will talk? In streams they bask for hours. Between the fields I once did walk, with nice green grass and flowers. Is it today my true words bring what I must say out loud? The sunny song the bluebird sings that dries the tears of clouds. Is it today that I depart and fly to many lands to give the words within my heart? Now my world is in my hands. Is it today that I shall rise and fly towards tomorrow? Looking down, I say goodbye to years that caused me sorrow. This is the life I love so dear, as I start to find my way, to leave behind those tears of fear. Please tell me, is it today? By Michael Dulake. That is absolutely beautiful.
That is beautiful. I love that. And I love that you can see the beauty. Do you think that once you stop drinking, because I know that drugs and alcohol kind of like numb your senses and your mind and your awareness of things. Did you notice that after you quit drinking that you had kind of almost an epiphany as far as your ability to maybe see beauty in things in a light that maybe you never saw it before?
Yeah, I've always said that. It took me 3 months for my head to clear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you drink and it's in your liver, it's in your kidneys, it's in your head as well. It takes a lot of time to clear. And yeah, I thought, wow, flowers, wow, mountains, wow, the sky. And
Oh,
and it was so beautiful waking up. It was like I woke up after years of sleep,
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it's like I'm sure it's almost like a whole
amazing.
new world, and then you could see beauty that like
Colours.
you've never seen it before. So,
yeah.
did you see what? So the memory tree is stunning, beautiful, my favorite by Michael, says Stuart Dan. So
Oh, yeah. We've got that one, have we? Have we got the memory
yeah.
tree?
And then we also have a comment by Greg Etzel, says an awesome poem, and then we have another comment by Stuart Dan, beautifully recited and so forth. So, any more questions, Jill?
Oh, Michael. Okay. So, Michael, when you start to write a poem, okay, do you just start with a line or perhaps a
Yeah,
title, or do
yeah,
you? So, really, if you
a
just
line.
gotten a line, just a line, and do you know where that poem's going to go when you
No,
start?
no,
No, same
not
as
at all.
me. Same as
No.
me. That's amazing. So, really, by the end
As
of the
I'm on the
poem,
way, I'm like adding more from my mind, flushing
yes,
that toilet and that.
from the flushing the
Yeah,
toilet from the imagination. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And what I found last year is I can't break away from it now. I rhyme it in two places in each line, sort of thing. I don't know if you've noticed that with my
Yes, yes,
poems.
I have. With you,
Uh,
yes, you've got your own style.
uh, and it's boring sometimes. It bores me. I mean, not
Not at all.
others. And I need to explore a bit more.
I
It's
would
like
like to explore as well, but it's difficult.
Mm.
learn to crawl first, lad, and then you can walk.
That's a good saying,
Yeah,
Michael.
exactly. Yeah. Just take one step and put one foot in front of the other and keep going, I
That's
guess.
right, Annette. Hmm.
For John, because your journey is probably in many ways only just begun, right? Um, How many years did you suffer from alcoholism?
I'd say from 18 up till I
Oh,
was
Michael.
54 or 55, so 35, 36 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
The end of my drinking, I was on probably 12 litres a week of vodka.
Wow.
Neat.
Did you say 12 liters a week?
Yes,
Yeah,
12
yeah,
liters a week.
yeah.
Wow.
I was on my way out. I was yellow. I was actually
Well,
yellow.
So do you have damage? Do you actually have cirrhosis?
No.
Oh, you're
Luckily,
fortunate.
yes,
You're
I
very
am.
fortunate.
somebody's
I
been
am.
watching you, I think, Michael Dulake.
And I went, what do you call it? Cold turkey,
Yes.
which left me open to having a seizure.
Right.
And luckily that never happened, you know. So I'm so fortunate, and I'm so grateful. I've met so many lovely, wonderful people as well, you know, like who've helped me along the way a bit. You know, we all need that helping hand sometimes,
Yes.
Right.
like, and you know, the world's an ass sometimes.
Then I think that when we get that helping hand, very often it's important for us then to extend it to others, as you are doing now. We know what it's like and how important that was to have had that, and
Yeah,
then to be able to give that gift to someone else as well is
yeah.
wonderful. So you've come such a long way. Um, is there any kind of advice you give to poets as far as when they're coming into community, or somebody who's just beginning to write, on how to hone their skills, and maybe also elaborate a little bit upon your writing style and how you write, how long it takes you, that type of thing?
Yeah. My advice is you know, write it as your 100%. Right.
Mm-hmm.
What you write isn't as somebody else's 100%. Perhaps it's somebody else's 120% or 80%. You know, we're all equal. We are individual. You know, and you know, when you write, when you end your a poem, look at it like and edit it, like edit it and like think, well, I'll change that word like for another word, you know, and I do that all the time.
Well, we all do, Michael. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Sometimes they can, yeah.
and as for my style, yeah, it's weird. I was writing once and I said, right from the start of my existence, like, it's like my heart was on a sixpence, you know, like, and I thought, oh, I've rhymed that twice in 2 lines, like, and I went on ever since then, you know. You know, I'll honestly say though, I don't mind how it looks as long as it's out of my head.
Michael,
I know that sounds really selfish.
No, it doesn't. I can understand that, because that's you pouring your heart out.
Yeah.
Straight from the heart. That's amazing.
I wear my heart on my sleeve a lot.
You certainly do.
Yes, you do.
Bless.
Do you want to read it? Have another poem read?
Annette, please, you read.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Well, the bad thing about this, I must confess, I was busy beforehand, so guess who didn't have time to practice?
Doesn't matter. You don't need practice, girl. Just you
Well,
read that.
yeah, I do.
No, you do.
And this is called I Need You Too. Don't want to sell my poetry, but my story I shall share. I want it there for all to see, to make the world aware. Addiction will go hand in hand with mental health, of course. We need to try to understand sobriety can't be forced. It's fact, and an addict has to be ready. They need to be connected. Make sure your ship is steady, and one day you will reflect it. We need to do whatever it takes. That's why I need to write. The moment I make mistakes, I could lose my fight. No two stories will be the same, but now we must recover, get the trash out of our brains so we can help each other. We need like minded people to do this one day at a time. And if you'll find we are all equal, if you read between the lines. Every day of life is taken. Some did not have a choice. And each morning I awaken. It is my duty to use my voice. Let's join wings and learn to fly across the land and sea. The words I bring just get by me. Don't want to sell my poetry. So that is a great poem. It's also
Absolutely
a very
outstanding.
strong. Yeah, very
Thank
Totally.
you.
yeah. You said a lot there, and that's amazing. And it's funny, how people maybe needing help will, read that and reflect upon it, and maybe you could even touch a life just on your poem, and they can
Very
get.
powerful.
Yeah, so there's power in
Well done, Mr.
there's
Michael
power in them
Dury.
words, as we'd say over here. So, do you have a question, Miss Jill?
Oh, Michael, what question can we ask? Okay, so Michael, do you watch much television? Or, again, when you're watching the television, do you start writing poetry? Especially when David Attenborough's on the television? Because that's when I
Uh,
start writing
yeah,
poetry.
yeah. Mostly when he's on television, I turn to writing poetry instead. No, I love the man. He's a legend, you know.
Absolutely.
But I can be whatever, and I'll need to write a poem. Like even if I'm on the toilet,
Yes,
like,
yes,
my
yes.
mind's always thinking. Uh, I
Full session.
afterwards, like I flushed two toilets, the one in my head and the one where I've been sitting.
I know for sure when you come up here, you're going to write the poem about the toilet flushing, Michael. Or Annette will. I can see it happening with somebody.
Yeah,
There's a question
a
here.
collaboration, Annette. There you go.
Yes,
We'll have a
yes.
collaboration.
I wrote one about toilet tissue. Oh, to
I did
toilet
as well
tissue.
in the cupboard. I did as well.
Yeah, yeah. Here's a question for you, so I'm going to put it up here. And it says, when you write a poem, if you can feel it, if you can be in it, if you can see it in your mind, if you can hear it, if you're a writer. Okay, so they're making a statement, really, that
Yes.
all that kind of stuff is present, isn't it? When we write, we're feeling it, we're seeing it, we're hearing it, and, all of our senses are aware. Which are kind of numbed when you're under the influence. Um, but I'm glad that you finally came around. And how does your family feel about your sobriety?
Well, I only have my wife and my daughter. Uh, you know, we were broken up as kids, as I said. One of 10. I know them all. Like only they're like all over the country, sort of thing. We don't really talk a lot. It's me and the wife now, and the dogs, the noisy dogs, who are behaving at the minute. Thank goodness.
Yes,
You heard them earlier,
I did.
and you know, life is life, and you know what? I wake up every morning, and and my curtains, like I open my curtains, and like Louis Armstrong,
Mm-hmm.
and I say to myself, "What a
Oh,
wonderful world."
Yeah.
oh, that's lovely, isn't
I
it?
can't sing neither.
Nah, I can't either.
Neither could I.
But so do you think that what if, let's just say, what if poetry wouldn't have come along? Do you think that you would have found something else to keep this and this busy to divert you from alcoholism?
Yeah, I don't think I'd have made it. Annette, to be honest,
Wow,
I don't think I'd have made it.
You know
that's
what?
amazing.
You should write a poem, Poetry Saved My Life, or something like that, Poetry Saved My Life. I don't know, that would be kind of a powerful one to take it from that viewpoint, wouldn't it? How poetry saved you.
I wrote one, last year, and it was called "Oh, oh Miss Poetry."
Oh.
Like I
Oh,
was having a
mm-hmm.
relationship with poetry, you know,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and like I told her that I loved her and everything.
Oh, that's
Oh,
beautiful. I love
wow.
that.
That's
I love that
really
Of course, I was
lovely.
thinking of you at the time, and that
Huh?
nothing. It's all right.
I think Michael said he was thinking about you, girl, at the
Oh, I'm
time,
sure he was
when he
thinking
said he
about
loved the poetry.
me. Yes, I know all romantic poetry that you've written. I'm sure I must have been in mind. So,
Yeah,
I don't think
Bless.
anybody writes about me. Um, for my birthday, some people wrote for me, so that was nice.
That was
But
lovely.
yeah. Um, so tell me a little bit about if you if you inherited a large sum of money tomorrow, what would you do with it?
That's a good question.
uh,
Ooh.
the answer is is in past years I've always squandered money. You know, whether it was uh, drinking or horses. You know, now I don't seem to. You know, well, I don't drink anyway. That's a factor.
Mhm.
Nor horses anymore or anything like that. Uh, my answer, my answer is I'd like to live reasonably comfortably. You know, I wouldn't ever want a mansion or anything like that. You know, I'd, I'd like anything really. A nice car, uh, a nice house, comfortable. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
not rich. I don't want lots of money.
Would you live by the sea, Michael? Or would you
Yeah,
live
I
in the
would.
countryside? The sea. So the
Yeah,
sea inspires you. You love the sea. I love the sea.
yeah, yeah,
Beautiful
yeah.
ocean.
And my muse, I'd say, is probably bluebirds. You know, uh, uh, I'll tell you something now. Do you know when they sang uh, there'll be blue uh,
Birds over,
birds
yes.
over?
Birds over the white cliffs of Dover.
Over. We haven't ever had them in England, bluebirds. Uh, they are native to North America.
Yes.
And that's it. Where's Annette gone?
I think she's just there, but something's just happened to her.
I just
She'll
went
come
to get
back.
something to drink. I didn't want
Yeah,
to.
that's fine. You get thirsty
I
when you
made it
talk.
Sprite, but
I've got
so
my Kentucky, my
yeah, I
teas.
had felt my cough coming on. So I wanted to recite something to you that I've recited to many people over the years. And Jill, when you interviewed me, you asked me a question, and when
Okay.
I went back and looked at it, you said you didn't I think the question was from a person that was watching, maybe Greg or somebody. But anyway, it said, actually, who was my favorite? What was my favorite poem?
Yes, I remember asking you
But I think I
question.
went poet instead versus poem. But really, my favorite poem in the whole wide world is this poem called Desiderata. Do you know that poem? It's
No,
written by Max Ehrmann in 1927.
no, I don't.
Yeah,
Please.
I quote from it all the time. It has a lot of wisdom in it.
Mm-hmm.
And like it goes in the beginning, it starts out like, go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence, and without surrender be on good terms with all persons. Listen to Eve and the dull and the ignorant. They too have their stories. It has another really cool piece in there that says, but do not feign affection, nor be cynical about love, for in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. But that's not the line. These are only the 3 lines that I know that I can recite. But this is the one I recite to people all the time. I recite to you. And it says this: but do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. And beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the stars, the trees, and the stars. You have a right to be here. So,
That's
so that
lovely.
is for you, Michael. And I think that I've quoted that many times through the years to men in prison when I worked in prisons, or and that actually is called fraternization. I can get fired for that. But
Yeah.
I'm kind of a people person. I always felt like, building people up. But
Yeah.
anyway, so what a wonderful, is life is this journey where we learn, have mistakes, and we make mistakes. We stumble and we fall, and all of us does. All of us make mistakes.
Yes, all of us do that.
Yeah, all of us do, and
But you've got to
hopefully,
pick yourself up again. That's the
yeah, you pick
thing.
yourself up and you learn from your mistakes, and
You
hopefully we
do.
become better
Yeah.
people. And none of us ever
Michael,
is perfect, ever.
Michael has done that sitting
Yeah.
there. He's risen to the top.
It's like climbing up a ladder.
Yes, up a mountain.
When you reach up, like, and you grab somebody's hand, like, and you let them take you upwards, right? Like, and your other arm reaches and grabs hold of somebody else, you know.
That's a good way of putting it,
Ah,
isn't it? Wow,
love
I
that.
Whether
love
they
that.
take
Love
your
I
hand
that.
or
love
not
that
is
as
up to them,
well.
isn't it?
Love
Michael,
that.
that's excellent.
So
What
you're
a
you going up the ladder, and then you reach behind somebody,
wow.
and then the other person reaches behind. That's really.
That's
Yeah,
great, isn't it? That's
yeah.
lovely.
Did you come up with that yourself, Michael?
Yes, I did, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
Wow. Have
yeah.
you
Yeah.
wrote a poem about that, Michael?
No,
Well, there you go. I think you've got to.
my dog's about to bark.
Okay, so
Sorry.
Hello. Whoop,
Stuart said that he
whoop.
asked a question about that. We have other questions. Greg had asked a question about the one that we said earlier about the writer and so forth. Here's this is a good let me so this is from Stuart. I wouldn't have made it either, still might not, but I no he no no I'm going to correct that, Stuart. He says I still might not. No, you will. So,
You are, for
you,
goodness
yeah,
sake. Of course
yeah.
you will.
So you
Never think,
will.
never, lad. You will.
But,
You have
but I
made it.
look at you and Michael and the power of.
But I've missed the plot there.
So, and so it's still a struggle, for a lot of people who have had
Yeah,
issues. Yeah,
yeah,
still struggle. And I think that's what he's saying. But he's looking at you and your poetry, and the power of prayer is amazing. And it is.
yeah,
Don't you wonder sometimes people perhaps who don't have much faith in like a higher power, and I always wonder how they
yeah,
make. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And then we have Stuart said he asked that question about the favorite poem. So we have our own following. I think our own little clique is always here, which is
Always,
great. That
always
if it
important.
wasn't for
Yeah.
them coming back all the time.
I
We,
know. You
we,
must enjoy it.
I know.
That's
So,
lovely.
did you want us to read another poem, or do you want to read a poem, or you want what would you like?
Uh, well, at the moment, I've lost my glasses. I've looked everywhere for them, and I need my glasses in order to find my glasses.
Well, that's a funny thing, but I'm sitting here with a poem, and it's actually by Michael Dulake.
Have
And
you?
the title is Empty Platform. Will I read it? Okay.
Yeah.
Standing on the platform with my ticket in my hand, the train of life had gone straight through. I didn't understand. The devil snatched my ticket and said, "You can come with me." He told me that the train I missed was not my destiny. He took me and rewired me. That was not the life I'd wished. I knew there was an empty seat upon the train I'd missed. Then one night, as he went out, an angel came my way and told me of this other life that I could have today. She then took me beneath her wings and flew me through the sky. She said, "We'll put your wires back as you're too good to die." She rescued me from the darkness and took away my pain and put me in the empty seat that I saw upon the train. No longer feeling all alone on the train of life, I sit, taking in the scenery. At last I seem to fit. That's
Wonderful.
lovely, isn't it? Isn't
That
that
was
marvelous?
marvelous. That was marvelous.
Well done, Michael.
Thank you.
You're a really great writer, and you have a lot of. Actually, just I've been impressed by some of the analogies that you come up with, because to come up with some of those concepts is it's takes a critical thinker in order to do that. So I before we go, we're getting towards the end of this, but
Already?
before we even get there, though, what I want you to do is to tell us and tell everyone what the poetry community means to you, and how you perceive it, and the importance of it in your life.
Right. Uh, well, I came into it only 2.5 years ago, group poetry, and I was in a group where they mostly write dark poetry. So, I was in the right place at that right time, and then, I saw things not so brilliant in poetry, and, they mixed the beautiful word up with mudslinging, and it isn't a mudslinging playground, So, yeah, I was in a few groups, and basically I am work in progress. Who knows where it might end up? I am happy as I am now. Uh, uh, yes, I'd love to sell my book, and I've achieved something then. And if that's all I've achieved that, and yeah, I'm so fortunate, Alan will laugh. Alan Johnson will laugh and say, "Michael, you said you had a stammer, which I have, and it's it's actually quite awful. Only I don't know how I've controlled it tonight. Only I've tried to control it as much as I can. And you wonderful ladies earlier on relaxed me, made me nice and relaxed, and that is what the community means to me, helping each other, reaching out to each other. It, if you critique somebody's work, critique it in a nice way, a helpful way, a constructive way, not say, well, that was a shit poem, you know what I mean?
That's right. Positivity.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, I always say, positivity breeds positivity, negativity breeds negativity.
Definitely.
It just,
Yeah.
So is there hope beyond the rainbow, Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
As long as you're at the end of it.
I'm somewhere beyond the rainbow. I'm in a
You're on the
different
other end of the
realm.
rainbow.
You're just going to be searching for a long time.
We'll use it as a seesaw. We'll turn it upside down and use it as a seesaw.
I love your imagination, Michael. It's just amazing.
You've got a great imagination.
Isn't it?
What I will say,
writer.
What I will say, and what I've learned is, whatever it is in life which holds you back, whether it's alcohol addiction, drug addiction, you will not quit until you're ready. You need to be ready, and I was ready, and I've seen so loads. I've seen like 80 people lose their lives, like in my 6 years of sobriety, and it. That's all it takes.
A light, like a little switch, a blink of an eye.
Yeah, and so yeah, I'm not at AA meetings anymore because my higher power is writing poetry. Meeting friends like across the world. And it's marvelous. Absolutely marvelous.
Absolutely priceless, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Well, you are definitely a gift to our community, and not only
an inspiration to
not
everybody.
what you and your works and your words that you write. The nice thing is that it will be immortalized, and 100 years from now, somebody will pick up a book and read something that you wrote and say, "Listen to this. Who's this Michael Dulake guy?"
Right,
and they'll read something marvelous that you've written, and it'll be timeless in that it'll mean just as much in that generation as it did in that of what you wrote. So we love you, Michael Dulake, and
love you too. Thank you.
we thank you for agreeing.
I'm holding my phone.
Heart's not there; it's a wandering heart. So we thank you for coming, and thank you, Jill, for hosting with me, and I love you both, and thank you both for making the poetry community a better place.
I'm so grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Both of you, reading them out for me as well.
Anytime, Michael.
We're here for you.
You have an amazing group as well, Annette. I love your group. I love your group.
Well, you are both part of it, so that's part of what makes it amazing.
We are.
Yeah.
All thanks to Annette Tarpley.
I'm only a small portion of it, darling, but thank you so much, Michael, and continue to write. And congratulations on your book. It's coming out November 3rd.
I'll certainly be buying it, Michael. I told you I would, and I will.
Yep, and I will buy it.
Mine. Yes.
I'm glad I'm not in the middle anyway. Like I was like a thorn in between two roses.
And actually, Stuart Dan just wrote, if anybody deserves any spotlight, it is you, Michael. With respect to
Thank you
Definitely.
very much, my brother. You
so,
know, and he knows I'm always there, and like he's always there if I need him as well. You know, and that's lovely. You know, knowing. You know,
yeah, that you
don't
have.
pick the drink up, pick the phone up. You know,
Exactly. That's brilliant,
Yeah,
Michael.
because it's a
and that,
different world. The world of sobriety is different than the world of addiction. In that, in the world of addiction, your friends are really not your friends.
Oh,
You
yeah,
right.
know, but the world outside of that, people really do care, love, and go beyond. You know that using. But
yeah.
but thank you so much for and sharing that with us as well, because sometimes it's hard for some of us to share those intimate parts of our lives. But I think it's important that we share those. And I'm sure that in this journey, you have found a new love for yourself as well. And love
I'm working on it.
and yeah, well, we all do, but love the Michael that you are and you are becoming. So
Can I just say something, please, Annette? Can I just say, Michael, I know what this means to you tonight, and I know how you're worried about your stammer, but you should be so proud of yourself, boy.
Thank you.
You even got
Thank
me
you.
tears.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope Bob's not watching.
He's in the other room. He's watching the telly.
Oh, okay.
bye, everyone. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Thank you very
Take
much.
care.
Bye.
Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Jill.